Philippines, good evening. Naimbag nga rabi, masanto siya sa labi si kaya amin maya pabengi keka marahin na banggi sa inugubos maupay nga gabi ha iyo nga tanan dida. Mayad-mayad nga gabi, buenas noches. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala barakatuh. Maayong gabi sa Tibok Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao up to Sabah. Ako po si Eric Espina at ito po ang inyong Republika. Well, tonight we're going to be discussing about something which is really a very basic necessity for human existence, and for that matter, the survival of our planet, and for many, many other countries. Right now, of course, Cebu is experiencing some of its pains, so to speak, and I'm sure you'll be very interested to know, because our topic will be everything and anything about water. We're very fortunate to have Antonio P. Tumpar. He's an engineer, and he is the CEO, Chairman of the board of Mactan Rock Industries Incorporated. Good evening, Tony.
Mayang gabi. Good evening, Sir Eric. Thank you for having me. I'm very fortunate to be here.
Just to give us a predicate to our discussion, and then so people can be well apprised of what is Mactan Rock Industries Incorporated.
Actually, Mactan Rock is a water technology company. We evolved in the industrial and commercial water treatment, which is we are still doing now. And then we went into, basically we're a chemical company before, and then we went into equipment.
When you say bulk water, what do you exactly mean by, for technical, that's a technical term, please explain, what does bulk water basically mean?
Bulk water is water we supply to the water district or to a hotel or to a mall through their pipes.
Yes.
And we supply the whole thing, you know, for certain areas. Like Metro Cebu Water District, we practically supply Cordoba, then up to Sangrila.
Which means you have sources of
Seawater, desalination.
Just desalination for seawater.
We were using brackish water, spring water. Till now we're doing that.
Okay.
And in fact, we have expanded already. Yes.
So your main focus is basically desalination, which is before it used to be a very expensive science. Now it's going down at least.
Yes, desalination. Modesty aside, we started the first seawater desalination in the Far East for Sangrila Hotel.
Okay.
That's how we learned to manufacture this equipment. No? Our principal is Manisman Lagambo. I think one of the major companies in Germany. But they have a water company down in Austria. To lower the cost, they said we will do the design, we will supervise you, and we will build the plant there. Aqua Design. It's running more than 20 years now, Sangrila, or 25, I cannot recall. But if you've been to Sangrila,
yes.
Used to be supplied by truck water lining in the streets.
Yes.
Now there's none. And in Mactan, probably more than 50% are all desalinations.
Is our science going into desalination? Is that the future of water consumption for many parts of our country, here in Cebu, even in areas where there is no water, up in the mountains in Cebu City, where people are carrying the usual water buckets for a fee? Is that the future, desalination?
Actually, worldwide, it's already done. No?
Okay.
And, even in the U.S. and in Europe, we are supposed to have plenty of water. They're going into desalination.
Are we saying
because
that?
Desalination, if you transport water, it's expensive.
Okay, yes, the cost.
So you can do desalination in specific areas where there is no water. Like in Spain, they're doing a lot in Cartagena, which they are even using it, to irrigate their grapes, their oranges, that they are more reliable now agriculturally, that they can now, they can lock in orders the next 5 years because you have the sun and the water. So that's been going on for a long time now. So it's not something that it should change, but the desalination cost has done. When I started this, Sangrila was supposed to be the best in power ratio. Cost about 5 kilowatt per cubic meter.
Okay.
So if you're talking about pesos now, it's about 50 pesos per cubic meter. Now we're only doing less than 2 kilowatt per cubic meter in producing the water.
Why was it so expensive before to undertake this kind of technology? How come it has gone down? Has the technology improved? What has happened?
Right. Just like the calculator when I was in engineering, it's too expensive, 6,000. 50 pesos now, you can buy a calculator. Desalination has evolved a lot because it's practically everywhere. And almost all major countries are doing, because the secret there is the membrane. You know.
Okay.
Membrane was discovered by a research company being commissioned by the U.S. government to extract precious metal in the seawater. But they found out that it's
Better use
to use to purify water. And it's really about, we also do osmosis in our bodies.
Yes.
They just reverse the process. So that's reverse osmosis. But they now have another technology, but unluckily it's not yet commercial. They have now the forward osmosis, where they are claiming that would be much cheaper in terms of power cost. But it has not yet been commercialized. So the evolution or the coming out of cheaper and more better water is really evolving, in the sense that every year there are new technologies that are coming up.
Are we looking way down the road that eventually the water cost will also go down because technologies are improving, and of course the cost will also go down? Is that way down the line?
Exactly. When I told you about Shangri-La, the power cost alone is 50 pesos. Now I'm having, we're building a plant. Now I'm offering it to Metro Cebu as a bulk water supplier for only 50 pesos per cubic meter.
Would you encourage, let's say, city governments, local governments? Of course, they have their own local, no, but would you also encourage them to go into desalination themselves, to undertake it instead of just, passing it on to another company?
That would be a very good concept. Singapore, we started earlier in desalination in Singapore. In fact, those guys that were building the desalination here used to visit us here in Shangri-La. Even Japan.
And they were learning from you?
No, it's not learning from us. They were just looking if it is effective and it is good. And it was evolving. So, but our government could, like Singapore, have made this lady that was leading the desalination there and supported them. And now they're doing it on their own, and they're coming up with a much better.
The government, you mean to say?
The government.
Yes.
Government I would say, would be better if they will help the private sector. Me, for example, we could have done more if, the government would have been more aggressive in helping us develop more, and, until now, we will have some difficulty on, building big projects because of limited funding. But modesty aside, I built already desalination for New Zealand and for Papua New Guinea for my friends that are in the fishing industry. Instead of buying it outside, because they know I'm already building it and it's cheaper,
so they want you to build
they
it,
can always call me if they have some problem.
Yes.
I evolved to the industry, and the industry helped me a lot. That's why I have more clients in the industry rather than the government.
Tony, I'll ask this of you. What do you do? Because the government ethos is very different, of course. No, in what I call missionary areas where people do not have water, but being government, you have no choice, but really you have to look for a way to provide for their needs as part of your public service. What do you advise?
That's a very good question. Actually, we're doing that already, Mactan Rock. There was a time that Cebu, under the leadership of Tommy Osmeña, there's no politics here.
Yes.
We were asked if we can supply barangays that don't have lines.
Yes.
And we're doing that until now.
Okay.
And
you do this by trucks? How do you do
no,
this?
we build our own system in the barangay.
You build your own system, okay.
At the barangay.
How about the piping?
We also do that.
You do that also? And then you connect it to the sea, or
we couldn't. No, because Cebu have groundwater.
Yes.
But there are groundwater that are contaminated now that we have to do blending. We do desalination and then blend it with groundwater.
Okay.
So, but all these things we have learned because we know for a fact that the affordability of the water in Cebu or anywhere else, it should be based on the poor people.
Yes.
And I think the way that they're pricing now is okay. Because poor is paying less. But you look at Manila. Manila now, the price is about 60 pesos per cubic meter. So high, even the poor people. So for me, I have a lot of projects now in Metro Manila. Primarily on the commercial side, in the Bay Area. I just signed a contract with Ocean Park, Sulim, and the group of Ricky Razon in
Manila.
Soler.
Yes.
I've been serving Ricky Razon for a long time sa ICTSI for more than 15 years. And he's very happy with me. He got the North Harbor, so I'm now supplying North Harbor. Now he asked me to supply Soler. No? But sabi ko sa iyo, there are too much interference also in terms of regulation and in terms of the oligarch. I'm telling you that what Duterte is saying, that the oligarchs is really controlling. Me, for example, I have been there for 15 years. I've been offering a lot of people there to get seawater, especially the Bay Area, because you can.
And you're always being blocked.
I'm always blocked. Until now, I'm being blocked.
I have a question for Tony. No, hotels, malls, etc., etc. Do you see like what they do in Hong Kong? They use seawater for the comfort rooms, the CRs, the flushing process instead of using regular water?
Very good question, Eric. We are practically doing it here now.
Already?
But not seawater or other water, anyway, because of accessibility. Hong Kong is doing seawater flush.
Yes, yes.
In waterfront, all waterfront, and most hotels now are, even SM, is recycling their wastewater. They clean up the water, and that's the one used for, like waterfront. Have you seen it? It smells. Does it smell? The one you flush, that's recycled wastewater. So, the recycled wastewater costs much less than desalination or processing the water. So, instead of throwing it away, why? You have a lot of that already, why not? No.
I'll ask you this, Tony. No? When you say that there is water scarcity, are we saying that there are not so many spring waters, wala na kayo daghang mga tubod, or are we saying it's the delivery and looking for the businessman to undertake the piping, which will cost too much for government or for a private businessman? Which one is it? There is water there. It's just the problem of bringing it to our public. That's what you're saying.
Yes, yes.
That's the problem, the cost.
Yes.
And government does not want to shoulder it.
And I have a very good suggestion for that.
Okay, what's the suggestion?
And it was envisioned by my partner Lito Maderaso, and he said, in Bacolod, we won the bidding there, bulk water, and we priced it only 8 pesos, which is you cannot find it anywhere. The essence is it's gravity, it's powerless. We have a lot of that in Cebu now. And what I was challenging, like Congressman Dilmar, is why don't you build, because the surface water, like Mananga, building
yes,
the dam costs
yes,
a lot of water.
Yes, yes.
If you build a dam there, we can use a gravity. We can even reduce the price of water.
You're saying that we should build a dam?
The government should build a dam.
Yes.
We have a lot of sources upstream.
Yes.
Now we can put the dam. Losaran, for example, there are a lot of that. And Mananga.
Yes.
And then bring it down by gravity. We'll have cheap water. Why worry? The technology is here already.
Yes, yes.
We are doing that. Modesty aside, I have more than 50 very dirty water, muddy water, converted it to clear potable water. I have a very, I presented that to the International River Summit, and they were very amazed that I was doing that practically in 25 rivers already in the entire country, but not in Cebu.
But just for the public to know, daghan tang tubod din ni Cebu, no? We have a lot of spring sources.
Yes.
Daghang gyud tang tubig actually.
Sa Talisay sa una karon nga hubas man.
That's San Remigio kuno na dahan na San Remigio pod.
Plenty already is pumping it out, so the spring are dead.
So patay na.
In Talisay alone, plenty of spring, but after people were building their own wells, including Metro Cebu Water District, of course, what will happen? There is no more water coming out. Have to pump it out. And pumping water is expensive water.
They were talking again of these big ticketed projects like sa Bohol kuno, manguha tag tubig sa Bohol pa and all
It's
this.
gonna be more expensive. That is why.
And you don't subscribe to that.
No. Let's use what we have.
Uh-huh.
My challenge also, if we have dams in our major cities,
Uh-huh.
like what happened in Singapore, during rainy season, we can stop all the wells and desalination.
Uh-huh.
And instead of making this water flood our city,
Uh-huh.
let's use it. And we can do it.
I was going to ask you about rain collection. Nabatay na. Wala pa no? We are not really serious about it. Is that correct?
Rain collection is, Haklopan is a kind of rain collection that is another dam done by Metro Cebu District. Because it's being utilized, rain is utilized that way, you know. We have been doing that. The only thing is, that's cheap water, that is God-given. I do not know why government is not putting money there.
They should. That's what you're saying.
They should put money there.
Okay.
They should not put the private company, because what will happen? If Mananga will develop, somebody will develop it. I heard somebody will develop it for 7 million, and the price of water is 50 pesos already.
Oh, wow. I'll ask you, Tony, water table is going down.
Yes.
Salt seepage is getting into the soil itself.
Yeah.
That's happening, no?
Yes.
Part of it is because
We're overpumping.
well, they're also saying that the runoff of water is bigger now. I mean, you know,
Yes, that's true, that's true.
The runoff of water, because we're building more cement. I mean, you know, this water
Yes,
is supposed
yes,
to go
yes.
to the ground.
Yes, yes.
So there must be a way to somehow harness what is naturally there and God-given in order to add to our water resources.
God has given that natural catchment already.
Okay.
If you look at us, we have ravines.
Yes.
Just put a stop. You know, Singapore, you look at Singapore, you know, Marina Barrage.
Okay.
They converted a seawater river
Uh-huh.
that the sea in come and go. Put a barrier,
Uh-huh.
and they convert that already to fresh water.
Okay.
And in fact, because of a lot of rain and everything, they are building a lot of small lakes up in their highlands,
Uh-huh.
that in case there is no more water, they can use that.
Uh-huh.
And it becomes a very nice area that they put wildlife there already.
Okay.
Let us learn from Singapore. They have been doing that.
We're talking about water distribution. There's the other aspect here, no? The other part of the coin, which is usually the dirtier side of it, but it's a necessity for human existence. Sewage systems. We're very poor in sewage systems. Would that be fair? Would that be a fair statement?
True. We have the law, and Metro Cebu Water District, the second mandate is sewerage.
And we are not focusing on it.
But I do not know why. But I got a letter from DNR, because they cannot have it implemented by probably the government, which is MCWD or what. I'm supplying large part now of Mactan and in Panglao. And DNR told me, you should treat that water because that's the mandate.
Yes.
So I went to them, I said, I am going to invest, you have to do this. But the businessman doesn't like to cooperate.
Uh-huh.
I was telling to them that, you know, I can sell it to you cheaper, and that can reduce your water cost, just like what we did to SRP.
Uh-huh.
SRP is a very nice project. We do seawater desalination, we collect all the seawater, treat it, and resupply it as non-potable water. It can bring down the price of water.
Yes.
Because why do you have to use potable water?
Precisely.
Domestic water.
Precisely.
We call it for flushing, for irrigation.
Yes.
And mind you, the water that I'm talking about is clear water and sanitized.
And
The
it
only
will not
thing that
smell.
it tastes good.
It will not smell like seawater. Yes.
It will not.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we build SRP,
Okay.
but we are not there now.
Uh-huh.
We built a very big system because somebody there locked us up for a very huge volume, but until now they cannot even consume 15%
Uh-huh.
of what they have. You know, but they're very powerful. You know, you cannot do it.
We understand the economics of water, but there's the other side of this, though, the sewage area.
We can do that, and we can make it cheaper.
Who will
the
do-
effective price would be cheaper.
Who
The
will-
only thing is you have to recycle.
Okay, and then you also need, of course, am I correct? Wastewater, etc. All the science
Sewerage,
for this.
yes.
Yes, for sewage.
We are on that already.
Okay.
We also build system like SRP. We call it total water management. We supply you the potable water, and we supply you the treated wastewater. And then we calculate that if you can recycle 50%, we will only build smaller
there's not so much money in sewage, frankly speaking. Or is there?
There is.
There is money.
The only thing, people are misinformed.
Okay.
Government is misinformed. Mainly, why is it very advantageous now? It is because of economics. It is cheaper to recycle water than to produce potable water.
In Paris, they have big football areas under the sea, underground. Why aren't we building this?
You don't ask me.
I'm throwing this. I'm throwing this.
Sometimes common sense is very easy, but sometimes
it is
the politics should try to look at it.
It's the common sense that's not very common.
Right.
I'm mentioning this so that our politicians can hear this, because in Paris they've got, oh my goodness.
You should show this in Manila.
They collect water.
Senators and congressmen to look at it.
Usik kayo nga kulang ang panahon, pero daghan na tang nakatunan, daghan na tang nahibaw-an, nakamatikod na ta, o siguro hinaot nakamata na pud tag-usab. Okay. I would have wanted to find out kay kada balay na magunay angay ko kalibangan asa man na mapunta, ang uban walay koan, wala na sila kaugalingong asa na i-connection. So samo kayo, and then many Filipinos don't even use toilet paper. Anyway, we'd like to thank Antonio P. Tumpar, the CEO and chairperson of the board of Mactan Rock Industries. Daghang salamat.
Daghang salamat, Sir Eric, for inviting me.
Daghang
And I
salamat.
hope I was able to contribute something to your program and for everybody to learn. And I hope that eventually we will learn it.
Of course, or relearn it and relearn it. Ito po si Eric Spina, wala na po tayong oras. Ito po ang kabuuang isang oras natin na palagi nagsasabi sa inyo, magmasid, makialam, higit sa lahat ay manindigan. Dahil wala pong magmamahal sa Pilipino kung hindi ang Pilipino. Daghang salamat, mahing gabi kaninyong tanan.